Hello, everyone. I'm so happy to be connecting with you, my soul siblings, spiritual rock climbers, my very dear friends. I want to talk to you today about something that's, I think, very important, a relationship we all have, and that is our relationship with food. As soon as we're born, we're nurtured with eating, we are cared for, and often rewarded with food. And I found it interesting when I realized that 60% of people are obese or significantly overweight. And I'm sure that number increases exponentially as we consider people that would like to lose 20, 10, maybe 5 pounds. So food is clearly a big deal, and it's something that we need to be able to have a relationship with. So why are so many people out of balance with this relationship with food? Why is it not in its proper place as fuel, as nourishment and sustenance? I've personally had some significant challenges in regards to my relationship with food, and I've dealt with a lot of people that have struggled with being overweight and their out of balance relationship with food. So it's something that I've thought about, I've worked with, I've considered, I've learned a lot about as I've got my education as a holistic life counselor. So my thought is food and eating can be an act of self-loathing, or it can be an act of self-love, and it can be anything in between. So when I didn't love myself, food and I didn't have a great relationship. I was trying to sabotage myself. I had dueling intentions around it. It was a very, very painful experience. So some of the reasons that I found that I personally struggled in my relationship with food, and what my clients tell me is that on some level, as we sit and think about it, it's because we're hungry for something. We're unfulfilled. And so food is the natural go-to thing when we have a deep desire that's not being considered or taken care of. So I really had to look at how I was unfulfilled and figured out for myself what it was that I was hungry for. And I know Ashley had talked about that last week. I was so proud of you, Ashley, as you did a gestalt. It's like you found that you were unfulfilled. So what would fulfill you? What would really satisfy you on a deeper level, so that we're not looking at food as like a Band-Aid or a distraction? And sometimes people are out of balance in their lives. And so the overeating can just be another example of how we are out of balance. Perhaps we sabotage ourselves. Hello, Doreen, I'm happy to see you. We sabotage ourselves by overeating because maybe we're afraid if we look too good, if we're too attractive, maybe we're going to be seen, which can be scary. So we often use our weight. I've seen many women do this to protect themselves so they don't get too much attention. Maybe it's dangerous to be seen. So we want to protect ourselves and cloak ourselves with additional weight. Working and running a ranch, that is fulfilling, and it's very physical. So that can be wonderful on many levels, Ashley. I think that's a really good point. Yeah, we need to be able to move our bodies. You know, when we're consuming more calories than we're expending, we're going to start storing that. Another thing that I found is when people struggle with their relationship with food, they have an inherent scarcity issue, like there's a not enoughness, a sense of not enoughness in their lives. So it's like a hoarding energy, and that can happen in our environments with our things and stuff, and also with food. So it can be interesting to really look at, what am I afraid of? Where do I not believe that I'm going to be cared for? Again, to really move from that fear-based way of living to that love-based way of living. Too much eating can also occur when we're not really present, we're not really grounded, when we're not really paying attention. We can just start to snack and eat and move very quickly, and it takes 20 minutes for our stomach to realize that we're full. So if we're eating very quickly for 10, 15 minutes, we may still feel hungry. But if we wait a little bit, if we eat slower, our stomach and our brain can sync up and realize, oh, I'm satisfied. Another really vital component for me in regards to healing my relationship with eating and food was through understanding the place of creativity in my life. A wonderful teacher pointed out to me that our second and third chakra is our sexual center and our stomach, our digestive area, second and third chakra. And so often I would feel this anxiety in my stomach area, and I assumed it was because I needed to eat or wanted to eat, but then there was this frantic energy around it. And so I had this whole compulsion, obsessive compulsive thing with food, with working out, with binging and purging, which was dreadful. It was really, really painful. And I did that for 12, 15 years, a very long time. And there was also that element of self-loathing. I think it can be a passive-aggressive way of trying to commit suicide, whether binging and purging or whether we're just eating too much, becoming obese, because we know it's not good for ourselves. But if we don't believe we are worthy of love, if we're living from that fear-based place or not really enjoying our human experience, it can be a passive-aggressive way of trying to destroy ourselves. And that was certainly the case for me. So as I really considered creativity, my stomach, what is this? And what I've come to understand is that creativity is my lifeline to the creator. On some level, I physiologically was longing for expression. What feeds my soul is the act of creativity. And this can look different for everyone. I have gotten to the place where I love to paint, I love to write, I love to make candles, God boxes, journals, cowboy hats. My creativity takes different expressions and forms and fashions all the time. My husband loves a good Excel spreadsheet. I don't understand that, but I'm happy for him. So creativity can look an infinite amount of ways. Singing, writing, playing sports. It's really a very personal thing. And if you don't know what that looks like for you, it can be interesting to just check your local papers or magazines and see what kind of creative classes they have in your area. Perhaps it is yoga or working out. I didn't love working out that much, but it was something I thought I should do. I was shooting on myself, which is never really a great thing to do to ourselves either. I also believe that it's important to dialogue. And we talked about this last week, dialogue or gestalt. Either it can be with food, with the extra weight. That can be extremely helpful and revelatory. Another statistic that I thought was fascinating, 80 to 95% of people, local community college, that's a really good suggestion. I did a lot of work through some continuing education programs here in Idaho. Just a lot of different creative opportunities with that. So there's, again, infinite amounts of possibilities in regards to exploring that. So I found it interesting. 80 to 95% of people who lose a significant amount of weight will gain it back. And this is because I think, first of all, deprivation doesn't work. We can do gastric bypass, we can get onto Jenny Craig or Weight Watchers, and we can deprive ourselves for a while, and we can manipulate our physical selves or our relationship with food for a while. But what I know for sure is that diets don't work. Deprivation doesn't work. We need to come into a more healthy, balanced relationship with our body and food for it to be a sustained, long-term, maybe everlasting weight loss. The other thing that is important to consider, volunteer service. That can be very fulfilling, Anna. I've done that myself, and it can be deeply, deeply fulfilling. So then food can take a more rightful place in our lives. So the other thing that I think is really seriously vital to consider is if we want to lose weight, is to look at the emotional components for why we're overeating. So the people that lose weight and then gain it back, often they're not considering or addressing the deeper underlying issue why they're overeating in the first place. A lot of times we can have unexpressed or unprocessed, undigested emotional challenges or pain or hurt. And so if we lose the weight and we aren't addressing these deeper underlying issues or emotional issues or a spiritual longing, then it's going to be a temporary fix. So it's really so vital, I think, if we're going into a weight loss program or wanting to lose weight or change our relationship with food, that we also deal with our mental, emotional, and spiritual levels. So there is the physical, and that's the eating or the working out, but there's also the mental, the thought patterns, and what we believe we deserve. There's the emotional components. Do we believe we're loved? Are we worthy of being beautiful and shining our light in the world? Do we have unhealed hurts or unprocessed pain that we've been carrying in this backpack for our lives, all of our lives, or started to accumulate through our lives? So these are really important issues to look at and consider as we want to shift our relationship with eating and with food. So something I really like to do, and that I suggest to my clients, is to get a piece of paper out, write down physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual, and then consider 2, 3, 4 things that you can do that will fulfill you or support you or help you or nurture you on all these levels. What can you do physically? Maybe you want to start making healthier food choices, looking at food as fuel. Not that you can't enjoy it too. Again, I think it's about finding that balance. I like something Dolly Parton said once: I can have anything, I just can't have all of it. So you can have 2 or 3 bites and be very, very present. And this has worked for me as I've slowed down and become more present and worked on my relationship with loving myself and taking care of those 4 lines: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. I have started to enjoy my relationship with food rather than being freaked out by it. I used to wake up in the morning, it's like, oh my God, what am I going to eat? I'm so scared about this. And at night I would consider everything I ate and go through all the calories. And then when I would weigh myself, that would determine my mood for the day. And it was a really painful way to live. And I'm grateful, so very grateful, that I have shifted that and now have a very graceful, easy, grateful, joyful relationship with food and with my body. I easily maintain my weight without any challenges, and it's definitely a much better way to live our lives. And I want to support anybody I can in getting to a healthier, happier relationship with their bodies and with food. Hi, Maggie. It's pretty cold here in Idaho too. New Jersey, I bet, is probably a little bit colder. So, again, this is why I do hypnotherapy. This is why I do guided meditations, to really deal with some of the deeper underlying issues, the subconscious content. So if we're doing everything right on the physical realm and the conscious realm, but we're not dealing with the mental, emotional, subconscious, or spiritual content, then our gains and our wins and our successes won't be sustained and long-lasting. So I have several guided meditations that deal with the relationship with food and the body. And if you want to try them, I have an introduction that I will gift to you for free, that opens your mind to the possibility of relationship with the deeper part of you, your subconscious realm. And if you want to deal with the eating and the food and the body stuff, I have 4 guided meditations that can support you with that, making healthier choices, feeling more comfortable and confident in your body, and giving yourself permission to be seen and shine, and feeling very safe and loved and supported in your life. That's being scared of the scale. I was scared of the scale because I thought it was reflecting back to me that I was ugly. And that I really had to deal with that. What is that deeper fear? The fear that I would be ugly and not worthy of love. So again, I think what we're doing here on planet Earth is to transcend fear and come back to a place of love. We come from love. We're here to learn about love, and then we go home to love. And I think we learn about love by sometimes experiencing the opposite of love. So to really claim that conscious intention, I want to love myself. And as I've loved myself, my body has definitely responded in a more kind and grace-filled way. Life is no longer a struggle. But we don't typically go from a life of intense fear and self-loathing to a life of heaven on earth and great love overnight. It's a process, and it takes, again, a conscious intention and being very diligent and consistent with that. And my intention is, again, to support you and anyone who wants it in coming into this more love-based relationship with their bodies, with their minds, with their feelings, with food, with their souls, with their subconscious mind. And so if you have any interest in getting a guided meditation from me, please let me know, and I will gift you the introduction. If you're interested in the 4 guided meditations around food and your beautiful body, let me know, and I can get those to you as well. I can send you a PayPal invoice, or you can order them on my website, tammybphd.com, and just go to my store and then look up guided meditations, and they're all in there under different categories. I have relationships, I have body, I have health, I have prosperity. So we like to address loving ourselves from all these different angles. Again, you know, I think our greatest challenges and learning opportunities can come in these 3 areas: prosperity, money, love and relationships, body, health, and food. So I hope you are feeling healthy and balanced in all of these areas and taking really good, gentle care of yourself. If you feel like there's room for improvement, again, I want to do what I can to support you. My books are guides to help you getting to that core essence of your soul self, which is love, which is beauty, which is creativity, which is unconditional, blissful expression. So if there's anything I can do to support you, if you want a book or the guided meditations, just please be in touch with me. If you have questions, comments, thoughts, if there's anything I can do, I'm very interested in having this conversation, being in conscious relationship with you. And my intention is to keep going higher and to be a way shower and light worker for anyone behind me, and learn from anyone that's in front of me. And this can shift. Sometimes I'm the one pulling people up, and sometimes they're pulling me up. But I think what I've found with the people that I'm continuing to journey forward with is that our intention is to go higher and get to this blissful place of grace, ease, peace, prosperity, vibrant health, and great love. So I'm very, very honored to be on this journey with you, and very, very just blessed and blissed out by our friendship and connection. And I love doing Facebook Live because I feel it's given me the opportunity to be in deeper conversation with the people that really do want to go for it, as spiritual beings having this sometimes interesting and strange and often wonderful, often painful human experience. So I just want you to know that I have compassion and respect for you. If you said yes to this human experience, which apparently you have, or you wouldn't be hanging out here with me, I have great compassion and respect and appreciation for your particular unique, exquisite expression. And I hope you're enjoying being the unique aspect of the divine that you are. You are precious. You are perfect in your imperfection. You are adored and adorable. The more you know that, the more you can relax and believe that and receive that, the more you can be guided and supported from the perspective of the angels and the divine, and the more your life will reflect to you grace, ease, peace, joy, and great love. So just know you're in my heart, my meditation, and my prayers, and I love you, and I'm proud of you. And I look forward to connecting with you again very, very soon. Be in touch with any thoughts, comments, ideas, revelations. I love hearing about people's own personal revelations or what comes forward with their gestalts or any of these exercises I suggest. Just write to me at tammybphd@gmail.com, or of course you can private message me here. And just know I love you. I appreciate you too, Ashley. I'm so honored to have you as a part of the process. And yes, I say all the time, I want to hand out fishing poles, not fish. I want people to be able to live that empowered, abundant life for themselves. And thank you, Timothy. I appreciate you. I love the word inspiration, in spirit, and that is my intention, to live aligned with spirit and have spirit move through me. And I hope that you are living an inspirational life as well. I am so nice. I like that. I used to, I think I've mentioned this, go to the mirror and say the things that you want to hear, that you long to hear, that you're beautiful. One of the things that I wanted to hear was that I was nice. So it's so funny you're reflecting that back to me. I would say to myself, you're so nice and cute. And the more I do it, the more people seem to say it to me. It always makes me laugh. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Doreen, you're amazing. I'm so grateful. I'm glad that you're finding this helpful in any regard. That is my hope and prayer and intention, to help people get to higher ground and live a more empowered, joyful, prosperous life. I suffered and struggled for many, many years, and I'm so grateful to the teachers and helpers and light workers that helped me get to higher ground. And now I want to pay it forward. I'm going to keep going higher, and I want you to go higher, dancing above the cloud line, and just enjoying our human experience while we're here, because it's temporary. All of us are going home. It's not a matter of if or when. So let's just try to have a good time while we are here. Oh, thank you. I do like to be in my joy, and I hope you're feeling joyful as well. That is my sincere my sincere prayer and intention, that you are peaceful, joyful, content, comfortable, and know how exquisite you really are from the perspective of the divine and from my perspective as well. If you could see yourself as God sees you, you would be astonished by your beauty. I hope you know that. I hope you can hear that. I hope you can receive that and feel that. God bless you. Take very good, loving, gentle, nurturing care of yourself, and hope to be connecting with you again soon. God bless you. Onward and upward. Bye for now.